Well, wanted to give you guys a quick update before I went into my broadcast. Yesterday, I posted on the community page here on YouTube saying how my little baby, my dog Diesel, had been diagnosed with mast cell tumor, and we decided to go ahead and go forward with a Stelfonta shot, a shot that goes directly into the tumor, and it's supposed to kind of like bring the tumor from the inside out. Well, turns out that my little baby had a massive side effect to that, and a pretty severe one. And it kind of went all up his leg. So instead of just attacking the tumor, his whole leg was attacked. Thankfully, they say it's going to heal. And he was in the vet all day yesterday on IVs and the whole 9 yards. He was just a wreck. But today, he's a lot more alert and he gets to be with me today. Doesn't have to go back to the vet for now. So that's the good news. He's doing better and I'm back here with you guys. But wanted to give you an update. If you want to see his picture, go to the community comment section. I may even throw one up here as well. But with that, I got to kick it off with Joe Biden's statement yesterday or the other day. I don't know if it was yesterday, but the other day, he made a comment about Trump supporters. And I want you to hear what he says because Donald Trump responds with something amazing. Take a listen to what he says here.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
The only garbage I see out there floating is his supporters, says Mr. Joe Biden. It's almost as if he is trying to sabotage the Kamala Harris campaign. But either way, Donald Trump capitalized on this whole thing, and he actually came out in a garbage truck. And I want to show you this picture there. Here he is in a garbage truck. He did that right after Joe Biden's statement, just kind of making that message. I'm the leader of all the garbage out there. And I love how Donald Trump is able to capitalize on something like that. So love you, Donald Trump. Please make sure you guys are out there voting and voting early. Now, with that, I want to hone in on Kamala Harris and how she was busted red-handed. And thankfully, Elon Musk basically threw down the gauntlet at Kamala Harris. And the two are just really going head to head. And I'm so thankful for Elon Musk as well. But there is something rather sheepish, astroturfish, shall I say, that Kamala Harris is doing on multiple platforms, by the way. Take a look at this. And this is on the Federalist.com, a really good website for news, by the way. I like the Federalist, but block community notes we don't like. Harris campaign caught red-handed manipulating X to censor, you guessed it, criticism of their campaign and other community notes. Now, it says here, it was revealed that the campaign is operating a Discord server that directs hordes of volunteers to use their social media accounts to deceptively push propaganda. The goal is to artificially manufacture consensus by making pro-Kamala Harris messages on social media appear more popular than they are, and it is often done in violation, by the way, of the terms of service on the X platform. So completely illegal, if you will, according to the terms of service on X. It goes on. One goal, according to a user on the Harris Waltz campaign Discord server, is to get campaign volunteers to swarm the site and block those community notes that they don't like. Throughout this campaign, Harris Waltz official accounts have been remarkable conduits for disinformation and have regularly provided dishonest presentations of the Trump-Vance campaign. In fact, things were so bad that even Daniel Dale, he works for CNN, came out and said, hey, these people are lying. And I'll show you that report in just a moment. But despite all that, virtually none of the false and misleading tweets from Kamala Harris campaign have community notes appended to them. One likely explanation for this discrepancy is that the Harris campaign is directing volunteers on its Discord server to vote down the community notes, even when these notes accurately say the campaign is being deceptive. And that's a huge part because they're basically getting hordes of people to say, oh, no, this is not reliable. This isn't a good quote. This isn't a good quote. Because the way that community notes work is basically a bunch of us can go and put our information in. Hey, this is what we recommend. This is the truth of what's going on. And then people vote on whether or not it's true. And if you get a bunch of Democrats who are bowing down to the Harris campaign, and they're encouraging people to do that, it really throws the fact off, the community note off. So that's why you've seen a lot of lies coming out by Kamala Harris and not necessarily seeing those community notes, because she is doing this kind of stuff. But here's a couple examples of what happened. And they show these examples after a Kamala Harris headquarter tweet claimed that Trump referred to Americans who don't support him as dangerous people. Timothy Durrigan, an employee of the DNC, urges campaign volunteers to vote down a community note that accurately pointed out the Harris campaign was taking Trump's remarks out of context. Trump was actually speaking about those American in the government responsible for leaking information related to Israel's war plans. And you can see here, you can see his tweet there, Timothy Durrigan. And the little D, by the way, means they're paid. You know, they are paid. That's what that circle D means. But can folks rate notes on this as a not helpful? And once they get all their people to rate that as not helpful, the community note goes down. Now, here is yet another example in the Twitter community notes channel found on the Harris-Waltz Discord. Paid Democrat staffers are also writing dubious community notes on X to undermine the GOP and the Trump messaging. And then they encourage volunteers to rate their false claims as accurate. And I'm going to blow up this image here. Again, you see the D indicates a paid Democrat staffer, and they all have these Ds. They're paid to do this. That's what they're paid to do. And you can see, hey, rate this as good in their community notes. So for example, they have my son was killed, died because of Iraq. And here's the community notes that they're trying to add. Biden's son died of a brain tumor, likely caused by a burn pit in Iraq where he served, which is completely bogus, by the way, to sit there and tie it. This is whatever, but these are just preposterous. And they're getting their people to upvote them and the whole 9 yards. Now, they even have modules that they've created, Twitter Community Notes training module that describes to their users how to bump their rating to a higher rating there on the community notes. So very absurd and mischievous. But that's not all. There's also other astroturfing operations. And astroturfing, I simply mean it's a political and marketing term that describes creating swarms of coordinated and or paid messages and posts that deceptively create the illusion of support from everyday people. It's not everyday people. Some of these are paid Democrat operatives, right? And that's what they're using. But other astroturf operations that they're using, and this is in that same article, by the way, the Harris-Waltz Discord servers provide access to an app called Reach, which gives users access to a database of entertaining Harris-Waltz content. And you can see here's a suggested post, right? Kamala Harris will deliver new opportunities for Latino men and communities. And this is on the radar. And they're saying, okay, now you share this. Democrats tell their users to post this text on social media app called Reach. And they're posting it. And you can see the number of posts there, the times that the exact text has appeared on X over the past 3 days. And there's a couple examples of this as well. Here's another one that they used Reach for. So, in other words, the Democrats are breaking the terms and service of X. And this has apparently sent Elon Musk, basically upset about the whole thing. And he is now saying that he is definitely going to investigate that. Take a look at this. This is on the Blaze Media. Elon Musk investigating claims Harris campaign is manipulating community notes to skew fact-checking on X. So thank you for that, Elon Musk. He never fails to actually bring the receipts of what he's doing. But the bottom line here is there's a lot of people covering the lies and misinformation and disinformation in their own terms of the Kamala Harris campaign. Things were so bad that CNN actually had to put out a fact check on Kamala Harris lies regarding Donald J. Trump. I'm surprised they did it. No, CNN is not on our side. But here it is. Fact check. Harris campaign social media account has repeatedly deceived with misleading edits and captions. It goes on. The Kamala HQ account, which has more than 1.3 million followers on the X social media platform, formerly known as Twitter, has made a habit of misleading clippings and inaccurately captioning video clips to attack Donald J. Trump. And below they give like 8 examples of this. And I'm going to go through these quick, but misleading describing a Trump comment about his supporters, deceptively clipping and misleading describing a Trump comment on immigration. So comment on immigration, a comment on Donald Trump and his supporters, deceptively clipping and misleading describing a Trump comment about his 2017 Charlottesville remarks. There's quite a few of those. Deceptively clipping and inaccurately quoting a J.D. Vance quote about veterans and health care. You see how they attack the very things that are at the heart of the people. Clipping and falsely describing a Trump quote about penalties for damaging monuments, and clipping and misleading describing a Trump comment about taxes, and cutting out critical words from a Vance comment about unions, falsely describing a comment from a Trump ally. So interesting, to say the least. And I know that the only reason they're doing that is, quite frankly, because because they know the American people are starting to see right through their BS. Now, with that, I've got a lot more that I want to share with you in today's broadcast, but I've got to move it on over to restrictedrepublic.com because there's so much more information regarding the United States election that you're going to want to hear, and I'm going to dive into that aspect of it on Restricted Republic. We are literally but days away. Please make sure you vote early. But to check it out, go to restrictedrepublic.com, and right now I'm going to get it to you for really cheap because we're just 1 week away. Use the coupon code Trump and the number 47, Trump47, to get it for $2.99 per month. And you can cancel whenever you want, but that lasts 3 years. This is way less than a cup of coffee that you could buy at Starbucks or any of these places. But get there to see the rest of this broadcast, and you're not going to want to miss it. I've got exclusive stuff that's not talked about in this video, and I'm going to be sharing on that platform. Please understand, there's lots of reasons that I have to do that, but please get to restrictedrepublic.com. Go there now and subscribe and watch the rest of this exclusive report. Anyhow, I love you all. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.